Okay, so after messing around with this boss a little bit, you can see I've won 3 times, but I guarantee that I've lost at least 3 or 4 times, testing out different kinds of teams and everything like that. And after looking at what other people are using and kind of working with that a little bit and kind of seeing where I can go with it, I think I'm going to be doing it on Hell. But obviously, if you don't have the CC, or maybe you don't have the equipment to go for it, or maybe your characters just aren't built up enough, you may want to, drop down to the lower difficulties, because really all you're doing here is the higher the difficulty is, the more sword fragments you're going to be getting. And I mean, honestly, you've got, what, 2 weeks to do this fight? So yeah, it ends on the 5th. So yeah, you've got 2 weeks to, farm out as many shards as you want. And honestly, it seems like there's a lot of stuff in this, but honestly, after you go through some of it, it's really not going to be that much. Plus, if you just go for what you really need first, you'll pretty much get all the things that you want. So going into Hell, this is pretty much the team that I've set up. A lot of people are using pretty much the Pierce team, but some people use King, some people don't use King. I find King to be pretty helpful, especially with his heal, and with Lilia's heal also. It kind of helps guarantee your safety a little bit. Gother is really nice just to help push some, damage buffs, which is pretty good. And then obviously you need Lilia to boost the Pierce rate. And then I guess your big defining factor here is you need melee cards. And that's the one thing I hate about using Pierce team, is that, you really have to rely on one single card from melee, because obviously his other card is just a debuff card that deals no damage. So yeah, let's hop in and kind of see how the fight goes. I actually really like this fight so far. Normally I don't really like the sort of like demons that they end up introducing, like the last one. I can't remember his name. I think it was Kimura or something like that. The yellow Pikachu looking dude. I did not like the way he was designed, but this guy's actually really cool. So the first thing we're going to do is kind of just throw out some of these attack cards. Like I said, you don't really want to try to kill the side guys, but honestly, with the Pierce team doing as much damage as it does, you're going to end up killing them either way, because it's an AoE. Like you can see, we won't kill them right here, but we'll deal a really good amount of damage. Yeah, so obviously it's a little RNG heavy, like we didn't pull any melee cards there, so that's a little unfortunate, but we can start stacking up on heals, and he's going to place debuffs on you, and he does more damage depending on how many debuffs he has, or he has on you. So yeah, you got to be careful with that, because that move right there is a lifesteal move. You can see like he regen 28,000 just off of that, and it didn't really do any damage, so you got to be careful. So you definitely want to try to get rid of these debuffs and stuff like that whenever you can. We're just going to burn some cards here to try to, hopefully get, melee cards. But I don't know. The fight altogether isn't too tough. The second phase can be a little bit worse. But honestly, you kind of just want to stack up your cards and make sure that you're going into the second phase with a decent amount of, damage. Because on the second phase, he actually heals himself once he dies up to 50% of his HP. So that can be really annoying. So you want to make sure that you have enough to get his whole health bar down and then some. So this is going a little bit better. I think what we're going to do is throw this melee card for sure. And then I think we'll just throw that one as well. And then, we could, I think we're just going to upgrade on King maybe, because King's ult is actually really good for this, because once you get into the second phase, he can take down a lot of the HP off of the whole boss, and he gets rid of the 2 side guys as well, but it's not like a huge deal. But altogether, yeah, King is pretty good. Obviously, my King is 6'6", so if your King isn't, that high, he's not going to do quite as well. But I've actually been working on my King a lot lately, so he's in a pretty good spot. Obviously, this team isn't very free-to-play friendly, but I mean, there's nothing really you can do for the whole like Hell difficulty. Honestly, like if you're having trouble with it, you may just want to end up, lowering the difficulty down a little bit and trying to make sure that you can do it wherever you're comfortable. And I mean, I know that sucks. You don't always want to, you want to try to get as many rewards as you possibly can, but you gotta do what you can. And I mean, that I know that's it might not be what you want to hear, but all right, we've kind of messed around with this fight a little too long, so we need to go ahead and kill him. Not that it's like a huge deal, but the more times he summons his minions and you kill them, he gets more pierce rate, which in turn makes him do more damage. So you want to make sure you're not going too crazy there. I wish we had more melee cards, but honestly, we're in a pretty decent position. I think we just throw these right here. Actually, I'm not sure if I want to upgrade that or not. I think we're going to throw both of these, and then we will throw this, and then let's purge the debuffs first, just in case. We're going to throw that. We're going to throw this. We're going to throw that. Okay, so we're kind of hoping to get more melee cards, obviously. That does a pretty decent amount of damage. You can see, here's the King ult. Really close to death on that. This should revive him. Yeah, you see, revived to half HP, which isn't the best, but okay, we got 2 melee cards. This should be pretty good. We can... Okay, so you can see he does a lot of damage in phase 2. This is the scariest part. We should be good here, but ridiculous damage on the second phase. It's kind of tough, honestly. Like it's not a very easy fight, but I mean, shoot. I wish I could come up with a more consistent way of doing it, but obviously with it being extreme and the CC requirement being as high as it is, with it being like, I think it's 170k CC, you know, it's pretty tough because you need a lot of gear and stuff like that to really be able to like tank some of the hits and etc. So I don't know. I'm gonna be messing with it obviously throughout the week because you got to do it like 5 times a day if you really want to get all the rewards and stuff like that. So if I come up with anything better, I'll definitely update this. But other than that, that's basically all I have. I mean, I'm going to keep messing around with it, obviously. We're going to try to get through a lot of this exchange shop stuff. So that's basically it. If you got any better suggestions, or like maybe you've got a team that's working out a little bit better for you, or whatever the case may be, feel free, comment down below, help somebody out. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. See you in the next video.